Hello guys, God bless you. I'm doing a stream earlier than usual, but hopefully you're going to enjoy it wherever you are in the world. God bless you. I just want to say thank you to a brother from China who just purchased my books. God bless you and thank you so much. It makes me feel really, really happy to know that there's people in China checking out my videos and supporting my work. So thank you, brother. Very grateful for that. Very grateful. I feel blessed today. Feel blessed. I've just got back from 2 banks in Mexico and from Telcel. And I was just speaking for like 30 minutes, straight up Spanish. I was like, whoa. I don't particularly enjoy doing it, but I was setting up all my HOA fees and all of that and sending out money and setting up accounts. And I'm like, how did this happen? How did this lad from Yorkshire go to setting up accounts in Mexico, streaming, selling books to people from China? Just a whirlwind. Thank you, God. Now, and then this stream that I'm going to do now, it's like, how do I gather this information? Onlyfans, right? I know a lot of people have used that. I've used it in the past for a short time. And it's brought people together. Okay, one of my friends recently got married. He met his current wife on OnlyFans. There's positives to it, but there's also a lot of negatives to OnlyFans. Oh no, I haven't been on OnlyFans. I'm getting mixed up with a dating app. OnlyFans is where you support people, isn't it, who put out content. I'm getting mixed up with Tinder. But OnlyFans, maybe people have met the love of their life on OnlyFans. I don't know. But let's talk about it a little bit. Some of you watching this may have an OnlyFans. And he just died, the founder. The founder just died. And young. 43. I was thinking to myself when I woke up to this news, I'm 40 next month. Okay? And this guy died at 43. We're told he died from cancer. I don't know. We know a lot of people do die of cancer. It's not going to be a shock if he actually did. But strangely, the way I get guided, his death connects to Leo Messi. His death connects to Leo Messi. And I didn't know this guy who founded OnlyFans is from the Ukraine. Because yesterday, my brother Georgie sent me some information. A guy I know from Georgia, not Atlanta, Georgia, the actual nation of Georgia in Europe, told me about these funerals that took place. So I coded them. I'll discuss them briefly. And then the day after, you've got a guy from the Ukraine dying because the code I did yesterday connected to Georgia and the Ukraine and Anton LaVey, who founded the Church of Satan. The Ukraine is currently at war, isn't it, with Russia? Ronaldo won his first Champions League in Russia and his last Champions League in the Ukraine. Remember when Russia and Ukraine, they hosted the Euros? I am going to go, Riddler, God bless you, Kyle. Hello, Danique. I'm going to go put my air conditioner on. I don't expect too many people watching at this time of the day, but if you are watching, please leave a comment, please like, please support, and I'll break this down for you. Now, I'm not here saying Argentina will win the World Cup. I'm just saying if they do, it's going to connect to this death. And as I've told you previously, with the World Cup, this particular World Cup, I am not going to give you my favorite pick. Can I get a woo? Okay, because people just go crazy. I'm going to reveal what I see. All right, I've seen stuff for Portugal greatly. Argentina, although they have that 3-3 World Cup record, it's hard to look past that 33. I've seen stuff for Spain and Yamal. I've seen stuff for England winning their first World Cup since '66. I've seen stuff for France. I'm not going to come here and answer your question, who's winning the World Cup, giving you a nation, watch them get knocked out and get called a fraud, or watch them win it and get zero credit. So I'm not going to do it. So let me put the air conditioner on and God bless you all. Hello, Elena, Julie, much love. Like, for example, yesterday, Manchester City, another future hit for me, which I called 9 months ago. Not one person congratulated me. Not one. So it's like, but if they would have lost, I would have got bombarded. Even if they lost to Arsenal. That's the thing. It's like, I'm learning to look past all of that now. It's not worth it. Guys, Mary Lou's here, the legend. A friend of mine. I'm hopefully seeing her this week. Give her a woo. Really sweet girl. Gonna hopefully see her. So she's in a similar position. She's just moved here, and she's got to get stuff sorted. But she knows how beautiful it is to live here. Right. Erica, you think it's a sacrifice? Or Eric? Yeah, it's hard to look past that, to be honest. But let me just show you what I have, and you guys do as you wish. Yeah, Mary Lou wants to have a pool party. Woo! We'll see about that. I think I'm up for it. I need a little bit of respite, some relaxation. I work too hard at times, to be honest. Although I have a beautiful schedule. Right? Can you see my screen? You do know that, guys, don't you? It's not necessarily how many hours you work. It's like how intense it is. All right? Like, the work that I'm putting out, man, it requires so much mental strength to do this. But sometimes I'll do a code. I did this code in 15 minutes. Sometimes it takes me hours. This one took me 15 minutes. I'm like, I just saw his name, Leonid. I'm like, Leo. I thought about Leo Messi. I thought about Pope Leo. I thought about, obviously, Jesus, the Lion of Judah. Leo translates to lion. And then I just go crazy. So, Onlyfans founder dies of cancer. I think it connects to Leo Messi and to war. So, let's look into him. Leonid Radvinsky was a United Kingdom-based Ukrainian-American billionaire. All right? Businessman. So, for me to become a billionaire in the fallen world where Satan is the god of it, then you're doing the will of the devil. That's what my take is. I believe you can be successful in this world and be financially comfortable without walking with the devil. But to become a billionaire businessman, computer programmer, all right, set up OnlyFans, for me it's a huge red flag. He was the founder of the cam site My Free Cams and the majority owner of content subscription service OnlyFans. He had an estimated net worth of $4.7 billion at the time of his death, according to Forbes. Guys, put that into context. $4.7 billion. Most of you watching, including me, we count our pennies, don't we? Right? And there's something beautiful about that at times, because you can be more grateful. Do you know what I mean? I can't imagine having $4.7 billion, and I honestly don't know if I would want to have it. Sounds crazy. I like to be comfortable. I like to be able to pay my bills, put food in my fridge, gas in my car, go on the odd vacation. But I don't think I'd want to be a billionaire. I'm not even sure I'd want to be a multi-millionaire. But anyways, he was. And he was born in the Ukraine. That's where he was born. The Ukraine, I see it as like UK rain, and then he lived in the UK. But he's got the American connections as well. And this code connects to President Zelensky and President Donald Trump. They recently met at the White House. So don't be scared, Mary Lou. Jesus has already overcome the world, the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, the Alpha and Omega. Have no fear. You are a child of God. You've given your life to Christ. All right, we're going to go through persecution, tribulation. Okay, but it's all going to be worth it, because blessed are those who are persecuted in the name of Christ. We've just got to try and appreciate every single day and try and lead as many people as we can to the gospel. That's our calling right now. Okay, to be fishers of men, to lead people to Christ, but also to find time to appreciate the gift of life. Because it's very easy to get depressed right now and be negative, or be argumentative, or be frustrated, or have no hope. But that's what the devil wants. So count your blessings, give thanks to the Lord, and give your life to him today. All right? So, 26 watching, please press the like. Yeah, please press the like, guys. It gets the work out there. Now, he was born in the Ukraine. I always find this fascinating. But the media, right, they announced his death 3 days after he died, which I believe connects to World War III. I'm not sure why they do that. Sometimes when somebody dies, it's instant. TMZ are instantly there to tell you that somebody's died. They always seem to be the first to report it with celebrities. But they reported his death 3 days after. Okay? He died on March the 20th. And they announced his death March the 23rd. Or 23-3. Now, 233, like today's date, is the 51st prime number, and it's the 13th Fibonacci number. Now, these numbers connect to Lionel Messi, Leo. So, the 51 and the 13. Leo Messi scored 13 World Cup goals in 26 World Cup games. And 1,326 is the 51st triangular number. And as I've said, he's scored 13 World Cup goals. Now, Revelation 13 is about the mark of the beast. Do not accept the mark of the beast. It will lead to eternal damnation. All right? Hello, Amber. So, let's talk a little bit about Onlyfans. I'm not going to go deeply into it, but I wanted to look into why it's toxic. Like I said, some of you may have an Onlyfans account. I'm not here to knock you if you do. All right? I understand today's economy, but just ask yourself if it's worth it if you do have one. So, it has some positives, like a lot of things. But overall, I believe it's been a cancer on society. And the founder has just died of cancer at age 43 years old. So here's some of my issues with OnlyFans. Exploitation and mental health. I don't believe there's been any other time in history where so many people have suffered from mental health issues. Where so many people are insecure in who they are. Even when they're incredibly beautiful or what society defines as successful, we live in a very paranoid society, a very insecure society. And I believe things like OnlyFans have played a role in that. Supermodels, Hollywood. Absolutely. Lovers of self is what the Bible says. Men will be lovers of self in the final days. And you see, most people, the average person now, as an adult in the Western world, has had some form of surgery, whether it's for their hair, whether it's for their breasts, their butt, whatever it may be, their jawline, their nose. Guys, be grateful for the body that God's given you. And make the most of it. Exercise if you're able to. Okay? Be hygienic. Look after yourself. But don't be consumed with image. And please hit the like button if you agree with this message. So, there's a lot of young girls as well with OnlyFans. A lot of people question the education system right now. AI is taking over. It's getting harder to find a job. So an average looking girl can see right now that they can literally take a few selfies, post them on Onlyfans, and make some decent money. And then obviously the more sexualized the image, the more money they're going to make. And at the beginning, it's probably awesome. Probably feels great. They'll justify it. But I think it eventually takes its toll on many of them. It's why a lot of porn stars take their own lives. I read a study about it. I actually spent like over a few hours looking into it because a few of my friends when I lived in LA are some of the most famous porn stars on the planet. On the planet. And they would tell me about how many of the girls took their own lives. So many creators are sold a quick money fantasy, but in reality few earn significant income, while facing intense competition and potential long-term damage to reputation, anxiety and depression. Some people do great. They put out TV shows about how certain girls have made millions of dollars by doing it. When people set up a YouTube channel, they want to be the next Mr. Beast. Okay? They think they're just going to be successful. I've noticed in the world of what I do as well. That's really interesting, Paolo. Great information. Hello, Wildflower, Joey, JK. I've noticed as well that when it comes to the work I'm doing, you know, the coding, predicting sports, using numerology, gematria, symbolism, so many people are doing that now. It used to just be like a handful of us. And I actually am happy about it. I'm happy there's more people doing it and putting out the work and revealing incredible information. I really am, especially if they're really good at it. But I feel like the people doing this now, they feel like they can set up a Patreon or a website and get support because they hit one sports code. And in reality, there is literally, again, a handful of people, and I'm one of them, thank you God, a handful of people who've made a living out of doing this work. But now I go on my Twitter, all right, everyone has a Patreon. It's like, do you really warrant a Patreon for the work that you're doing? I don't think many do. But I see why they're trying. Why not? I wish them the best. I promoted a lot of people. But I feel like it's the same with OnlyFans. Like, almost any half decent looking girl believes that they're a supermodel now. Can somebody give me a woo? Hello, Kathy. So when I go, like, for example, I live near the beach, don't I? And I'll go walk on the beach. Sometimes I'll go for a swim. And I can't walk more than like 10 steps without seeing a girl taking selfies on the beach and probably selling those images. Spending hours taking photos. Obviously that wasn't the case when I was younger. I would go to Spain. You didn't see people on phones. You didn't see them taking selfies. They were legit on the beach, enjoying it, reading, swimming, playing games, having some nice food, maybe a couple of drinks, conversations, making a sandcastle, listening to music, dancing, whatever it is now. But when I go to the beach, everyone's on the phone. It is the world we're living in now. I can be guilty of it. Okay, my first thought often when I go to the beach is to take a photo of the ocean. Sometimes a photo with me in it. Do you know what I mean? I think we have it in us. But it is just, again, it's just prophecy with the lovers of self. Digital consent and safety. There are widespread reports of content being leaked, stolen, and shared without permission turning personal, intimate moments into permanent digital footprints that can lead to stalking or harassment. So, what's going on a lot with OnlyFans, right? I recommend all of you watching this that you put your Instagram on private. And I'll tell you why, especially if you're a good-looking girl. People can go on your Instagram or on your Facebook if you allow it to be accessed, and they can basically download your photos and sell them. They can even go on your OnlyFans page, pay whatever they pay, take all your photos and sell them and set up their own. So we live in an age of deception. You have to be aware of that. Can you be angry about it? Sure. Is anything going to come from that anger? Probably not. And people can stalk you. They can harass you. CSAM and illegal content. Investigations, including those by the BBC, have found alarming instances of underage users and in some cases CSAM on the platform, suggesting that monitoring systems are inadequate. You're getting a lot of young girls doing it, and guys, because again, now it's not difficult to do. They ask for your date of birth. Do you know what I mean? You can lie. You can lie about it. Predatory business model. Critics argue the platform exploits lonely, vulnerable, or immature consumers by creating artificial, expensive, and addictive parasocial relationship with creators. Very addictive. Just like pornography is very addictive. Manipulation by chatters. Many creators use chatters or chatbots to impersonate them in private paid messages, defrauding fans who believe they're connecting directly with the creator. So you think you're speaking to that girl or that guy, but they've actually got a chatbot. You're actually speaking to a bot. But anyways, let's go into the code, right? Let's go into the code. Watchman, love you, brother. Yeah, it's not just young girls who become self-obsessed narcissists. It's young men as well. I actually believe right now there's more men having surgery than women. I don't have the stats on it. But especially with the hair and with the teeth when it comes to men. Right. Leonid highlighted the Leo. Radvinsky, billionaire owner of OnlyFans, died at 43 after a prolonged battle with cancer, highlighting rising health risks among younger adults. We're going to see so much death, and we're seeing it. So much death, and people dying young. Remember Kesha has that song, We're Gonna Die Young, and it's like a hit song. People sing it with a smile on their face. So Leo died at age 43. Now in Gematria, Lucifer, who is Satan, right, is 43. I believe OnlyFans is a satanic platform. I'm not saying everybody on it worships Satan. I just believe the enemy has definitely used this platform. So Lucifer's 43. The OnlyFans founder dies of cancer at age 43. Now, Messi, is looking to win the 2026 FIFA World Cup to ensure Argentina become 4-3 in World Cup finals. Again, this is just an insight. Now, Leo Messi right now is 38 years old. He's 38. Lucifer equals 38. It's why Tom Brady won his last Super Bowl on the 38th day of the year. It's why at age 38, LeBron James scored 38 points on the 38th day of 2023 to become the all-time leading point scorer in the history of the NBA. 38 connects to Ezekiel 38, which is Armageddon, the final war here on earth. But 38 also connects to death with Gematria. Death is 38. Alright, 25th composite number. 25% of the earth are going to be killed by the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. So death is 38. As is murder, many people think this is a murder. 38, and RIP is 38. All right, so, and it's also 43. So rest in peace to Leo. Watchman, I was just reading about Samson in Judges this morning, and he was able to withstand so many temptations, but then a woman was able to vex his spirit and make him admit what gave him his power. Yeah, his hair, but thankfully Samson then realized his power came from God. Listen, I have issues with lust. Not as much, okay? I used to want to go out and pick up a girl and take her home. I don't have that desire the way I once did. But throughout the Bible, you see it. You see. Especially girls who have the Jezebel spirit, okay? They have a power over men. And I think men are very weak when it comes to this. And at times I can be. I've always been very honest with you. Okay? Lust is very powerful. It really is. And you saw that with Samson, Solomon, King David, the illusion. Woo! Do you know what I mean? So yeah, that's why Mystery Babylon is in likeness of a woman, the whore of Babylon. And I think with this generation, with the internet, Watchmen, I think we have more temptation than ever in history. Give me a woo if you guys agree in the chat. We just have pornography just so easily accessible. Alright? Girls going in nightclubs half naked. There's, like where I live, there's massage parlors everywhere. There's strip clubs everywhere. Like, we have so much easy access if we want it, especially if you have money. And obviously that thrill, that sexual thrill is powerful. If you didn't have any like sensation from sex or from masturbation or from whatever it is, then people wouldn't be going on Onlyfans or porn sites, would they? But there's such a high from it. Like there's a high from drugs and alcohol and gambling. There's obviously lows as well. It all comes with a price eventually. Watchman says, I literally went to the mall with my son who's about to turn 5 and literally just pictures of all these women in bras and underwear all around for him to see. Yeah, we're so numb to it. Yeah, it's very true. I'll be honest, Watchman, like when I was in my teens, we used to get catalogs delivered to my house. And you could just go to the bra and panty section. You got half naked women. But now it's everywhere. That's a good point. Pornography has been so damaging to young people's relationships. I just think relationships in general. So again, I am friends with, yeah, I agree with that, Agent D. Not all of them, but I think many of them. So again, because I lived in LA, I played for Hollywood, I met all sorts of people. I don't want to say the names, they're good guys, to be honest, like nice guys. They got into porn, the story behind it is crazy, interesting. And they told me quite a lot about the industry. So when you watch pornography, or if you've watched it in the past, it almost looks like it's live, like you're watching it and it's just taking place at that very moment. But he told me like the pressure of it. All right, you've got to look at a certain camera at a certain time. You've got to finish at a certain time. They got to get the lighting right. Sometimes they'll have sex with one girl and then they got to move on to the next room and have sex with a different girl. All right, it sounds great as a young lad. I'm like, man, can't get much better than being a porn star. but it damages your soul. I think even more as a girl, because from the statistics, many female porn stars take their own lives. Not many male ones, but some of them do. But then how are you going to have a relationship? How are you going to have a wife? Most of them date each other then. But then 2 days later, you're watching your girlfriend having sex with a different guy whilst you're having sex with a different girl. It doesn't work. Those relationships won't have long-term joy. Maybe short-term, but not long-term. But yeah, temptation is everywhere. And it's a tough one. I'm excited for heaven to avoid that. Can somebody give me an amen? I know that I still have a sinful nature. I know I've completely been transformed at the same time. I'm not going to go through that because it makes it sound like I'm such a great guy, all right, and make it works-based salvation. But I want to be in heaven where there is no temptation, where there is no sin. And I think a lot of people don't want heaven because they don't want to let go of sin. Can I get a woo? They can't imagine a life without porn, alcohol, gambling, professional sports, fast cars. They can't imagine a life without it. I can. I'm excited for a life without it. Every day you're wrestling with the flesh. Every single day from the moment you wake up. But we want the Lord to deliver us from evil. But it's everywhere right now. So, I also want to show you that Onlyfans is 38. 38. I think it connects to the death of society, Onlyfans. I also miss the days of going out and having a conversation with a girl and getting to know her rather than just going online and sending a message. Like actually just going out and it's like spontaneous. Hey, nice to meet you. Get to know them a bit. But we do everything online. Again, I'm not knocking online everything about it. I'm making a living from it. I'm speaking to you guys. Now, Leo died a span of 2 months and 11 days before his birthday. 2/11. And that's the 47th prime number. I think you'll all know that this number is very important whilst we have the 47th president, Donald John Trump. But the 47 connects to Messi. Now, Leo, if you look here, is worth 4.7 billion. I'm not sure where they get these statistics from, but they get them, don't they? Yeah, everything is so impersonal. Yeah. Hello, Veronica. God bless you. Please hit the like button. So he died 2 months, 11 days before his birthday, the 47th prime. He had an estimated worth of 4.7 billion. The first 4 of the 7 seals are the 4 horsemen, and Leo died during the year of the fire horse. All right, the horsemen could be coming this year. The horsemen. Conquest, war, pestilence, death. Argentina and Leo Messi are looking to become 4 out of 7 in World Cup finals. So get the 4th World Cup win in 7 World Cup final appearances. Messi's looking for his 47th trophy as well. Again, I'm just showing you this. Do as you wish. Just do as you wish with it. I'm not saying Argentina are going to win. Showing you what I see today. Argentina currently have 47 all-time World Cup wins. USA is one of the 3 nations hosting the 2026 FIFA World Cup, and Donald Trump is the current 47th US president. He recently invited Ukraine President Zelensky to the White House, and also Leo Messi. So Zelensky was in the White House, so was Messi. Here he is. Actor. Was a famous actor in the Ukraine before he became. He actually played the role of a president in a comedy. And then he became the president. Both of these are actors. We know that actor means hypocrite. But both of them have starred in TV shows. Let me get a glass of water. Zelensky means green. And the fourth horseman rides a green horse. Argentina want to win the fourth World Cup. Now, Leo died a span of 2 months and 11 days before his birthday. 2/11, February the 11th, it's the 42nd day of the year. Okay? 42nd day of the year. Now, look when he died. The Onlyfans creator died exactly 42 weeks after his birthday. Can somebody give me a woo? Can you believe this? The 42, the biggest number there is in this work. He died exactly 42 weeks after his birthday. I'll just confirm when he was born. 42. A span of 2 months and 11 days before his birthday. Look, born May the 30th in the Ukraine, and he died 3/20, but they announced his death today, 3 days after, because of World War III. March the 20th. So look, May the 30th, 2025 was his recent birthday. He died exactly 42 weeks after. I know a lot of you follow my work. You're probably like, wow, again? If you're new to it, this number's huge. The biggest number for me. The biggest number for me is the 42. And going back to these 2/11s, 2/11, the 42nd day of the year. The current Pope is Pope Leo the 14th. Leo. Okay, and Vatican City was founded on 2/11, the 42nd day of the year. Pope Leo the 14th. And Leo Radvinsky, he died at age 43. And 43 is the 14th prime. Pope Leo the 14th. Cock-a-doodle-doo, eh? Now, Leonid, first name of the founder of Onlyfans. Let's look at what it means. Leonid is a masculine name of Russian and Greek origin, meaning lion-like, son of a lion or lion's descendant. Right? And Jesus is the Lion of Judah. And there's 42 generations of Jesus Christ. Christian theology, Jesus is called the Lion of Judah. Revelation 5:5. Pope Leo was born in the year 55. To signify his royal lineage from the tribe of Judah, his supreme authority as the Messiah. Look how Messiah has Messi in it. Can I get a few more woos? The word Messiah has Messi at the beginning, and his victory over sin and death. This title originates from a prophecy in Genesis 49, verses 9 through 10, where Jacob describes his son Judah as a lion's cub. forecasting that a ruler would emerge from his line. That ruler is Jesus. It was the Lamb of God, the Lion of Judah. The title represents the fulfillment of Old Testament prophecies. Jacob's blessing to his son Judah promised that the scepter will not depart from Judah until the Messiah comes. So Messi winning the World Cup in the Middle East was huge, and I predicted that 2 years before. Go watch the video. It contrasts with Jesus as the Lamb of God. While the lamb represents his sacrifice, the lion, I always have to say lion like that, represents his reigning authority and power. In Revelation 5:5, Jesus is called the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, who has triumphed to open the scroll and its seals, establishing his rightful reign. Now, Jacob versus Esau. Now, Messi plays for Inter Miami. Messi, like Messiah. Who owns Inter Miami? David Beckham, who played for the Red Devils. David Beckham. Right, so Messi, the Messiah, came from that line which connects to David. Oh my word, Messi just scored here. What? That was yesterday? Yeah, so look, the owner, David Beckham. So you see, again, the people who go, Adam, I don't care about sports. Well, you should, when it comes to my work. He was born in Whip's Cross. Jesus died on a cross. David Beckham has the most famous cross ever in football. Right? So Beckham, David. And you've got this. The Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, who has triumphed to open the scrolls and its seals. Watchman, how many seals? Love you, Fair Spear. How many seals are there? Let me know in the chat. Julie, enjoy your dinner. God bless you. Yeah, please like, share, sub, super chat. I'm going to meet my friend for a coffee after this. So if anyone wants to buy me a coffee, I'll be very grateful. 7, thank you, Watchman. 7. Now, Leo Messi. Leo means lion, Messi, Messiah. Right? At the last World Cup, thank you, John. At the last World Cup, right, which lasted, by the way, the last World Cup in the Middle East, which connects to Jesus and the Bible, the last World Cup, yeah, I agree, Agent D, lasted 28 days. The 7th triangular number. How many goals did Messi score in the 2022 World Cup? 7. 7. Leo, Lion, Messi, Messiah, 7. Connects to the Lion of Judah, the 7 seals. He scored 7 goals in 7 games, and he won the World Cup 7 days before Christmas Day. The coffee is going to be about $5. I'm going to get a latte, caramel latte, about $5. All these 7s, the image by David. It's so crazy. Yeah, 28 is a perfect number. Absolutely. And Agent D, you probably already know this, but 28 connects to 42. It's why the World Cup final, which was the 28th day of the World Cup, ended 4-2 in a shootout. 42 is the 28th composite number, and it's why Super Bowl 60 finished with 42 points on 2/8, February the 8th. All right, and look at the composite is 60. 42 points on 2/8. The numbers are quite staggering when you have the ability to see them. And I give glory to God for that. I know, guys, I know the gifts I have for this is from God. Unfortunately, most people are numb to numbers. Can I get a woo? the way that we got taught them at school, we don't have passion for numbers. We don't have desire to learn about the sequences and identify them in our reality. We use numbers to pass exams, to tell the time, to count how much money's in our wallet. Okay? Very basics, which we need. But people are numb to numbers. So when I show them all of this, it's like, and? It's like, what do you mean, and? Do you not see what I've just shown you? So they're numb to numbers. So I have to try and be as creative as I can, or write books, or whatever it may be, to give people a passion for numbers. Imagine I was a mathematics teacher. I should be able to show them this. But they're probably like, oh no, that's conspiracy, Mr. Adam. Go back to teaching algebra. Okay, great. Like I'm ever going to use that. So, Argentina won the 2022 FIFA World Cup via beating France 4-2 in a shootout. Shootout connects to war. Thank you so much, Philaday. And listen, I don't often drink coffee at all. But my friend Daniel has a day off. He's obsessed with coffee. The guy can't go a day without one. I'm going to tell him you got me that. Thank you very much. I want to walk to this coffee place. I don't want to drive. That's another thing. Everybody drives everywhere. Walk, guys. If you can walk, walk. Use those legs that God's given you. We got very lazy, haven't we, as a society? So that World Cup was in 2022. 20 plus 22 equals 42. Now, that 42 is a big number in regards to war. So war is 42. As is World War. And Albert Pike, a 33-degree Freemason that the world needs to know about, he predicted 3 world wars. He died on 4/2 in Washington, D.C. But he predicted 3 world wars. Pele died on his birthday, the only footballer to ever win 3 World Cups. The World War III, Armageddon, the Trinity test, which connects to nuclear war, which we're all talking about right now. Pele played in New York, where Trump was born. Yeah, I'm looking forward. So, you know what? Whilst you're here, some of you, the person that I'm meeting, Philaday, it's called Daniel. Daniel's one of my favorite books. Same with The Watchman, the book of Daniel. I offered to give him one of my Bibles. He refused, but he's asking me more questions about God, about the Bible. Much love to my sister. She's reading the Bible now. Hopefully my dad is, because my brother John got him a Bible, a study one. So please pray for Daniel. He's one of those people, right, who he's really nice, he's genuine, he's generous, he always has a smile on his face. But his biggest concern, and I'm pretty certain this is his biggest concern, he's worried that, like Muslims and Jews or New Agers or atheists, he can't comprehend how they're not going to heaven. Okay? And that's what he struggles with. He can't comprehend how so many people will not make it to heaven. He feels like almost like, well, we should all go or nobody should go type of thing. And guys, don't get involved with David in the chat. David, God bless you. I would never do what you're telling me to do. There's no need to say that. All right? Hopefully this stream helps you in some way. The Falklands War. Do you guys remember this? This obviously comes back to Messi as well. The Falklands War. This was the same year that Leonid was born. I've just caught this now. Leonid Radvinsky was born 1982. So he was born the same year as the Falklands War, which they also call a 10-week undeclared war. Messi's number 10, yeah? 10 is the fourth triangular number. They want that fourth World Cup. But it was between Argentina and the United Kingdom. David Beckham from the United Kingdom is the owner of the club that Argentine Leo Messi plays for. But this Falklands War, yeah, praise the Lord, all right? Christopher, much love, God bless you, appreciate you greatly. Really do. This war, very short, it began on 4/2. And it ended on Donald Trump's 36th birthday. Messi won the World Cup 4-2 via a shootout to win Argentina's first World Cup in 36 years. The beast reigns for 42 months, which is 3 years and 6 months. Julie said, I'm most of the way through your Trump book. It's blowing me away. You have the ability to save many souls. Well, thank you. I believe only Jesus can save souls. I believe I can lead people to Jesus. And I've done that. Thank you, God. Thank you for reading that book. I believe it's one of the greatest books you could ever read. It's never going to be on Amazon or anything like that. It's never going to be in your local library. But if you've been blessed to read that book, you've done well, because there's so much information in that book. I don't know how many hundreds of hours I spent on doing it, sleepless nights, but it was so worth it. So worth it. And this Falklands War, right, it also connects to Georgia. Georgia. And look, this was a British victory. There's definitely a narrative for England to win the World Cup as well. Remember, England won their only World Cup final 4-2. The year the Church of Satan was founded. So this is all interesting. Yes, Spain are very synced to make the World Cup final. There's a great riddle for Spain, Argentina, Spain, Portugal. Obviously, Ronaldo, Messi, they both played in Spain. There's a lot. It's interesting. Yamal has a phenomenal riddle to win it, connected to Messi. But do you want me to show you my next bit? If we can get those likes up, there's 40 likes, try and get it up to 50. And again, if Philaday is still there, Philaday, you're still there, I'll continue if you're still there. If not, I'll go get that coffee. Thank you for your support. Thank you all for your support. Very blessed. Very blessed. I might go to the gym before, actually, for 20 minutes. Right, Philiday's still here. Do you want me to do the next bit, or shall we leave it here? So what do I have? So I've got this guy. Oh, this is what I wanted to show you. Thank you. I am going to stay a little bit. Leo, the Leonid. The Leo Messi, the Leonid. It got me thinking, right? Here's Messi. Born 6/24, the anniversary of modern day Freemasonry. There's confirmation that he's 38 and he wears number 10. Okay? Well, he was born in 1987. Same year as my brother John. John, if you're watching this, I'll always love you, brother. We've had our disagreements. I'll always love you. And by the way, Messi, okay, look, there's the lion in his name. The L, which means God. But his initials are L-A-M. And Lam, Lamin Yamal. Right? Look, L-A-M. Like the initials of Messi. But you've also got Lam, which connects to Crowley. Right? Lamb is an interdimensional entity or spirit supposedly channeled by occultist Aleister Crowley, but Crowley was English. But look, this demon was called Lamb. Can we get some woos? Evan, hope you well. Senor Mirror, look, Lamb. Literally the initials of Messi, the first three letters of Lamine Yamal, who got baptized by Messi. Told you, I'm not sure these people are human. And Donald Trump got shot at on Yamal's birthday. You know when they shot at Trump, supposedly? It was on Yamal's birthday, which is the 33rd prime. 13/7's the 33rd prime. There's a lot of 33s with this World Cup being hosted by 3 nations. So yeah, this guy has a shot at the World Cup. I think I'm going to enjoy coding the World Cup as long as I don't put that ridiculous pressure on me to code the winner that everybody wants me to do and then doesn't thank me. I think if I just code it day by day and reveal, it'll be one of the biggest reveals I've ever done. Alright, so anyways, Leo Messi. Yeah, I agree with you, Evan. I don't believe that he was shot at, just in case. Crowley is now Joe Rogan. Listen, did you hear what Joe Rogan recently said? Says, I believe in Jesus, and I believe Jesus is going to return as AI. He believes Jesus will return as AI. Do not trust Joe Rogan, okay? Who hung out with the Satanist, the son of Anton LaVey, who founded the Church of Satan. See if I can find it. Joe Rogan with son of Church of Satan. There, look. That's Joe Rogan. This is the son of the founder of the Church of Satan. He's doing devil horns. He's got a 666 shirt on. He's got the flames. Can I get a woo? But he now plays this. Look, people love this guy. Alright, and they think he's saved. Guys, he says Jesus is going to return as AI. The guy is clearly not saved. He's going to come on a white horse, Jesus, fire in his eyes, King of Kings, Lord of Lords. He's not coming back as AI. Maybe the Antichrist will reveal himself through that. But don't trust this guy. However much you want to, they reveal themselves as angel of lights. Joe Rogan says some good stuff. Many ways he's very intelligent, but he's obsessed with aliens, isn't he? And evolution. And it seems like he likes a little bit of Satanism for breakfast. Leo Messi, born 1987, Rosario, Argentina, 1987. Why is that important when it comes to war? 1987 is the 300th prime number. Okay? What's 300 got to do with war, Illusion? What you on about? 300, action war movie 2006, the year Messi scored his first World Cup goal in Germany, which connects to war. One day before Ronaldo scored his first World Cup goal, which was against Iran, which connects to war. But the main character in 300, again, just to remind you, Messi was born 1987, the 300th prime. The main character in 300, played by Jared Butler, but Leonidas. Can we get a few more woos? Leonidas, Leo. Alright? In the ancient battle of Thermopylae, King Leonidas and 300 Spartans fight against Xerxes and his massive Persian army. They face insurmountable odds when they are betrayed by a Spartan reject. Right? 300, guys. 300. And the main guy was Leonidas, which brings us back to Leonid. Alright? Which brings us back to Lionel. 1 second, guys. And after doing this for 6 years, I still find it crazy that I'm still blown away. I thought I'd be at a point where he scored at Yankee Stadium. I thought I'd be at a point where I'd be like completely over it. But he just continues to get crazier. He's got 901 goals now. So yeah, Leonidas, played by Jared Butler. Scottish, connects to Trump. Trump's mother was Scottish. There's 2 people in the chat who are incredible at what they do. Fair Spear, Christopher. They are teaching me so much about Scotland. I'm very grateful to them. And now we just found out that Gerard James Butler, I actually didn't know he was Scottish. Riddler, love you, brother. I didn't know he was Scottish. If I'm honest. God bless you, Evan. Thank you for sharing your Bible verses. Joe Rogan has the same face marks as Mr. Crowley. Yes. Yeah, guys, go check out the Fittest Flat Earther on YouTube. Yeah, these fallen angels, they can play the role of many people. I could do a whole stream about that. Director of 300 was born in 1966, the same year England won the World Cup, the same year the Church of Satan was founded. No, you never spam in the chat, Evan, for sharing Bible verses. Keep sharing them. Watchman said, still crazy for me even after 2011 being woken up, brother. It never stops being crazy. It actually gets crazier, doesn't it? I thought I'd become numb. But it's becoming crazy because we're witnessing it all coming together. Well, it started in Dracula, guys. There's so many movies as well about Dracula. It seems like I'm meeting my friend now at 5 p.m. At 5 p.m. That's frustrating, but okay, I'm definitely going to go to the gym. Still going to get the coffee. But at 5 p.m., what time is it? Nearly 11. There's a guy who wants me to call him as well. He wants to ask me a few questions. I think I'll take his call. It's one of the few days I'm not buzzing around constantly doing stuff. Although I have been. Watchmen, love you, bro. Thank you. Okay, be careful with the Fittest Flat Earth guy. He literally said he doesn't pray or acknowledge Jesus as Lord. Okay. Right, let me mention that I've not seen this guy. I'm just going off Riddler. Some people online will give you good information about certain topics. Ideally, you want to be following somebody walking with Christ, okay? Let me just say this. You want to be following somebody walking with Christ, a child of God, reborn, preaches the gospel. Absolutely. But there's still people who don't follow Christ who put out incredible work. Can I get an amen? So maybe he does really good work about the fallen angels. Okay? But he's not walking with Christ. So for us, ideally you want to follow people like Watchmen who reveal but Christ is their king. Let me give you like Zach Hubbard, right? He may be watching, he may not. He doesn't walk with Christ, he's not a child of God. But I would still say watch his work. Don't go there to be spiritually fed or learn about the gospel. But you will learn a lot from him. I don't particularly like him. I wouldn't want to sit down with him and talk with him. But he still puts out some good work. So you can take things from non-believers and pray for them. So I don't think Riddler was implying, hey, go to this guy to build your armor in Christ. More about like exposing Joe Rogan is what he wanted to show us. But I appreciate that, Watchman. I know exactly where you're coming from. Because remember, like the first 3 years of doing this work, I was not a child of God. I didn't walk with Christ. I was very intelligent. I exposed the matrix. I would predict sports outcome after sports outcome. but I wasn't walking with Jesus. But I would still say you should have watched my work over those 3 years, because you would have learned a ton about how this world operates. But thank you, mate. But yeah, we do have to be careful. People with major platforms, people going viral, be careful. Can I get a woo? My channel will not grow. How long have I been on 14.4 thousand? I have some new guys, much love to them, on Instagram who are now sharing my links. All right? Golden Age Deception, thank you, sharing my links. All right? And he, for example, he has 1,500 people following him. All right? So I would say 90% of those people have never heard of me. Gematria Awareness, he's sharing my stuff. He's got over 1,000 people. So both of them have shared my work over the last 2 days, and I've lost 7 subs. You think that if these people are following these guys, they like their work, and if they're promoting me, you'd be like, let's click on this link. I've lost subs. So I see it every day. I know why. So yeah, I wouldn't trust people who go viral. It doesn't mean that there's not any golden information within it. I just wouldn't fully trust them. Because we know with false prophets, controlled opposition, they're allowed to give you truth. But it must include poison. Joey Barton and Full Jones have seen your videos. Quite a few professional footballers have. Obviously Matt Letitia. There's a few. There's wrestlers that have seen my videos, but whether they understand them or not, I don't know. I don't know. No, you're a watchman. What you did there was the right thing to do. Yeah, if you have 1 million+ followers, you'll be giving certain truth out, but there'll be a lot of deception. Because you've got to understand that there's people who are put in positions of power online to give you incredible information, but to keep you in the rabbit hole. Can I get a woo? A lot of people just stay in the rabbit hole. I'm out of it now because of Jesus. I've escaped the rabbit hole. But for like 3 years, I just kept going deeper and deeper and deeper away from the light, just deeper and deeper into the darkness of this rabbit hole. And I was learning all this staggering information, getting complimented about, wow, you know so much. But I didn't know Christ. So if I would have died between like 2020, 2022, when I was like starting out as the illusion, I would have died in my sins. And people would be like, okay, yeah, that guy, he was very smart, and that would be it. But I want to be remembered as a child of God. Something happens to me. Oh, I want to show you something. This is not good. Who's Poncho Pete? I think with the FTM stuff, I've covered it. It's very important to expose that. But if you're doing it every day, I think you become so repetitive and it's boring. So I've exposed the FTMs, all right, like very well. And I've done streams about it, like the Spice Girls, for example, call them the Spice Boys. But if you're doing it every day, it's like, okay, what now? It's just repetitive. It's like, let's look into this celebrity. Oh, definitely FTM. Okay. Yeah, you showed us that 3 years ago. But like, for example, what I'm doing here with this is today. This is why I like the work I do. This is today. Oh, that Poncho Pete's the one who said I was a woman. Yeah, I know. Just outrageous, isn't it? He believes everybody with a platform is FTM. Well, he has a platform. It's just silly. Does he do some good work, some good reveals? Is he right about a lot of things when it comes to Hollywood? Yes. Can you learn from the guy? Yes. Once he starts calling everybody FTM, including somebody like me, it just becomes silly. And it seems a little bit desperate. Because he's probably running out of ideas. Like, who else is he going to expose? So, yeah, like, would I recommend that guy? No. If you're really consumed with FTMs and you want to see that side of Hollywood, then yes. Watch a few of his videos. But he thinks he knows exactly who's FTM through their skull, their gait and things like that, and he's completely wrong when it comes to being able to state exactly who's male or female. There's a difference between Hollywood A-listers and the average YouTuber. You can't just go throwing around everybody's FTM. So where do I get all my like physical abilities from? I say these celebrities are possessed by demons. That's why they do what they do, even if they are FTM. Like, I'm clearly not demonically possessed. Look what I preach. Demons can't preach the gospel like this. Can I get a woo? They can't. So yeah, not a fan. I'm not a fan. But if you want to be a fan, be a fan. So yeah, the work I'm doing, it's different every day. This guy, I'm not going to talk about him again, probably. I'm not going to tell you his FTM or anything. Is he? I don't know. I think to become a multi-billionaire, I think you have to. Because it's Baphomet. It literally all comes down to this. And I think he does cover that. It comes down to this duality, the balance of forces, the Baphomet, male and female. It's androgynous. All right? It's the androgynous, and that's Hollywood. I'm not in Hollywood. Again, I legit preach the gospel, lead people to Christ. So yeah, the easiest thing for him was just to say, oh, illusion, he's an FTM, look at his skull. Somebody said you're too pretty. Calling me pretty. I don't think I'm pretty. Can somebody give me a woo? I really don't think I'm pretty. I think I'm like pretty rugged looking. I won't call me pretty. I'm not a pretty boy. But that's what they're saying. You're too pretty to be a man. I'm like, I'm not even pretty, mate. I'm just not. Am I handsome? I think so. Am I super handsome? No. Pretty rugged looking. But what was I going to do? There's something else I wanted to do. Yeah. We'll continue because I'm not meeting my friend till 5 o'clock, so I can stay a little bit longer. Keep asking questions if you want. Yeah, so your dad walks with a female gait. It can happen. One of them got an image of me striking a football. So when I did a volley, and they've paused the video, and my legs have crossed over from the volley, which was, by the way, unbelievable technique. And they've shown with my legs crossed and said that I was a female because they actually paused it as I took the volley. And I'm like, what are you doing, man? That is desperate. That is just like, that is deception, man. Like, really is. Yeah, it was a false accusation, but I don't get upset. It's part of having hinny like influence online. People can glorify you, they can retweet you, they can promote you, they can call you an FTM, they can call you a scammer, they can call you a fraud. Like, I've had more compliments than insults, probably like 90% to 10%. But yeah, you do remember those 10%. But I've got a lot better at taking it. This is what I wanted to show you. Look at this. Now, this is as well. You won't have many people talking about this. I'm going to bring it all together now. This is pretty crazy. And again, shout out to Georgie. He influenced this. Anyone who's ever influenced me with the work, thank you. Sometimes you've sent me a link, a few numbers. You've told me, hey, can you look into this? Thank you. Sometimes it's overwhelming, being bombarded with requests. Can you do this? Can you look into this? Can you check this? Who's going to win this? It's like, stop. Leave me alone. But more often than not, it's been a blessing when you guys have said, hey, look into this. Now, I'd never heard of these people. And Georgie said, Patriarch Ilya II of Georgia has just had his funeral on the same day as the Patriarch Philaret. So I'm thinking in my head, who's that? Who's the Patriarch Ilya II? And who's Patriarch Philaret? But this is why I've got all this knowledge. Because then I don't just go, oh, whatever, mate. I don't know who they are. I'm like, who are they? Why is their funeral on the same day? What does it represent? Okay? Much love to you, Evan. Much love to you. Now, so I looked into them. Check this out. I was like, wow. What do you think of Simon Woods? Simon Woods' gematria decodes are absolutely shocking. His work on FTMs is very good, I think. I don't watch any of that anymore. It doesn't fascinate me. I get it. Hollywood's full of FTMs. All right, men wearing dresses, whatever it is. I've got over that. But when it comes to Simon Woods' gematria, not impressed at all. I'm not impressed with 99% of gematria coders. Okay, I think the average gematria coder is absolutely terrible at what they do. I've said this. People target me for it. It's my honest opinion. Which is why I very rarely use gematria. You'll see in this here, in this particular breakdown, I'm not even going to call it a code. I don't think there's any gematria here. There's none. Apart from there, one. There's one. Number of the beast. That's it. So, yeah, I don't rate people who code in general. I've got some phenomenal coders on my website. Love them. But the average Joe, I think it's shocking how they use gematria. Anyways, Ilya II was the Catholicos Patriarch of all Georgia. Remember yesterday was the 46-year anniversary of the Georgia Guidestones being erected. From 1977 until his death in 2026. He was the longest serving patriarch in the history of the Georgian Orthodox Church, which spans more than a millennium. So I'll show you the person. Again, you've probably not heard of him unless you're from Georgia. He was born 1-4 in Russia, but he died in Georgia. Right? 317, the 66 prime, oh my word. The 66 prime. And he was laid to rest. On the same day as Patriarch Philaret. Same day. Patriarch Philaret was a Ukrainian religious leader serving as the primate and patriarch of the Ukrainian Orthodox Church, Kiev, Patriarchate. All right? So he died March the 20th, 3 days after Ilya II of Georgia. So the Georgia, this guy was born the same year Adolf Hitler became the Chancellor of Germany. So again, I'm like, wow, so Georgia, Ukraine, that reminds me of something. So they died 3 days apart. The world's on the verge of World War III. I just gave you my code on why they announced this guy's death 3 days after he died. Can I get a woo? 3 days after he died, and I connected it to Messi. Argentina have won 3 World Cup finals, lost 3 World Cup finals. They beat France in the final, whose area code is +33. Right? So I'm seeing all these threes. I'm connecting the Onlyfans guy's death to Ilya II of Georgia and Patriarch Philaret and Lionel Messi and war. Like, it's not normal. And it makes sense. That's what a lot of people say to me. Brookbank, I love you. You've supported me so much. I've thanked God many times for you. So I'm not just typing stuff in a calculator. And people say to me, "Got illusion, like your work actually makes so much sense. Like it's all over the place, but it all seems to align. And it does every day." And this guy was born 1929, Filaret, the Ukrainian religious leader. That is when the Great Depression began, and we were about to have another one. And it's when Vatican City was founded, the year of the snake. Okay? These people, they always seem to have a mark on their forehead. And beads, do you know what I mean? And like, what's he got a medallion around his neck for? And by the way, guys, having a big long beard doesn't make you intelligent, and it doesn't make you righteous and a child of God because you have a long beard. You get it a lot in Islam, you get it a lot in Judaism. All right? You have the big long beards, and they walk around like they have all the answers, when they don't. But he died at the age of 97. Now, this is where I'm going to go back to the Church of Satan. Anton LaVey. It's why that Anthony is doing so well all of a sudden. Terrible. But it doesn't matter when they're possessed. He died in 97. All right? This guy founded the Church of Satan. Probably got blood in that glass there. All right? Founded the Church of Satan. And I've authored several books, but none of my books are called The Satanic Bible, The Satanic Witch, The Satanic Rituals, The Devil's Notebook, and Satan Speaks. Right? I'll never forget when I showed, and it always makes me laugh, and it shouldn't. All right? He's got the LA in his name. We know all about the Satanism in LA. Right? Always makes me laugh. I told my friend about Anton LaVey. They said, "Prove to me there's a Church of Satan. Prove to me that Satanists exist." I said, okay. Well, here's the link to the Church of Satan that was founded in San Francisco on April the 30th, 1966, exactly 21 years after Adolf Hitler died. All right? And here's the Satanic Bible. All right? Sent it to my friend. And I sent him this as well. Right? So I was like, listen, he founded the Church of Satan. Okay? He authored the Satanic Bible, the Satanic Witch, the Satanic Rituals, the Devil's Notebook, and Satan Speaks. And you know what my friend said? I won't say his name. That doesn't mean he's a Satanist. And I just was like, that doesn't mean he's a Satanist. I'm laughing now. He founded the Church of Satan. He wrote the Satanic Bible, the Satanic Witch, the Satanic Rituals, the Devil's Notebook, and Satan Speaks. My friend, he didn't go, oh, wow. Really? Wow, there is a Church of Satan. Wow, Satanists exist. He said, that doesn't mean he's a Satanist. And I was like, what hope do I have with this work? Like, if people don't want to see, they don't want to see. Same with sports being coded. I've predicted hundreds of futures, tens of thousands of daily picks. All right? Bang on, exact. And it's still like sports are not coded. Sports are not coded. Done it in every sport you can think of. So I'm like, what's the point? Here he is with a snake. Oh, you're telling me that everybody who has a snake is a Satanist? No, I'm not. I'm not saying everybody who has a snake is a Satanist. All right? I'm saying that Satan is the snake in the Bible. So it kind of makes sense why this guy has a snake around his neck when he founded the Church of Satan. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying if you have a snake, you're a Satanist. All right? How many footballers have done that? All right? Wayne Rooney, Lukaku. All right? They do it all the time in the NFL. That is Anton LaVey. Now, maybe you've put up that symbol at a Kanye West concert. I'm not calling you a Satanist, but I think I'm calling Kanye one. Yeah, exactly. The MAGA one's a great example, Watchman. Thank you very much. All right? I did a stream about MAGA, what it means in Greek, in Latin. All right? I showed you it's the highest degree of Satanism. It means witchcraft. It means female witch. It means evil. And Trump's campaign's MAGA. And then Musk says he's dark MAGA. And still it's like, no, Adam, MAGA is make America great again. It's nothing more than that. It's nothing less, Adam. Stop with your conspiracies. I said, it's not a conspiracy. MAGA's the highest degree of Satanism. All right? It means witchcraft. It means evil. It means female witch. It's not a conspiracy. Ah, Adam. Maybe one day you'll realize that Donald Trump truly will make America great again. Okay, have a good day. Bye. I can't. And notice that even like with these, like the Baphomet, it gives them the devil horns. That's why when you go to Time magazine, it's always the photo and it's got the M above the head for the devil horns, or you might say masonry. He looks like Andrew Tate, doesn't he? It could be. Andrew Tate has to be related to Anton LaVey, and Taylor Swift has to be related because of the daughter Xena. Some of my best work was this. That is the founder of the Church of Satan's daughter, Xena LaVey. She was the first to get the satanic baptism. Right? Jordan Peterson! Huh? What even is the meaning of this purpose of life that we live in? I am not denying the deity of Jesus. I just believe there's multiple ways to heaven. Okay, Jordan. I wonder why you got a massive platform. Again, he's a good one for like giving good information, but also just twisting things. And this Taylor Swift can barely sing. Right? Look, Xena has the snake there. Taylor Swift's favorite animal is a snake. Her microphone's a snake. So there's got to be something going on here. Look how sneaky is those devil horns. Like, back in the day, I wouldn't have even seen his hand. Can I get a woo? Back in the day, if somebody gave me that photo, right, before I was like full of discernment, I wouldn't have seen his hand, and I wouldn't have known that was the Baphomet. Can I get a woo? I wouldn't have known what the Baphomet was. That to me would have been a star. I didn't know what it was. I'm sure it's probably the Satanic Bible. I would not have caught his fingers. I just thought, okay, what? It's a guy with a goatee. What about him? He's got pretty big ears. That would have been me back in the day. But now I'm like, oh my word, devil horns, Satanic Bible. All right. I better go charge my... Anyway, I'm not going off topic, but I am at the same time. I'll do another 10 minutes because you guys have been very generous with your comments and with super chats and stuff. Let me go charge. I'm going to have to move. Give me a minute. Smash the like button if you can. Pretty crazy info again. Doesn't stop, does it? I've got to go upstairs and get my chat. You know what? I'll take it upstairs. I'll go upstairs. Oh no, is it here? No, it's downstairs. Yeah, give me a moment to just charge this. But blessed are those with the eyes to see and the ears to hear. They will be called children of God. If a person's not leading you to Jesus through their work, then they need to step it up. I'm not saying that the work doesn't have any meaning, but they need to step up the game. Right. Guys, there he is, Golden Age Deception. Go support him on Instagram, please. I appreciate you. Thank you, Elena. Yeah, go get that phone charged, fella D. Yeah, he's pointing like Ronaldo was when he got that key from Donald Trump. The key to the bottomless pit. Right, here's what I wanted to show you. So I was talking about these guys, wasn't I? We were talking about Illa II of Georgia, who just died, March the 17th, 317, the 66 prime. And then we were talking about Patriarch Philaret, who died 3 days after. Right? Well, you got Georgia and you got Ukraine. Remember, the devil went down to Georgia. So they died 3 days apart for World War III. Now, Ilya, he died in Georgia. I thought he was born there, but he died in Georgia. And your boy Filaret was born in Ukraine, died in the Ukraine. Anton LaVey founded this is where it's just like, wow. Anton LaVey founded the Church of Satan, and his parents, Michael Joseph LaVey and Gertrude Augusta, were natives of Georgia and Ukraine. Can you believe that? Anton LaVey, who founded the Church of Satan, his parents, you got one of them from Georgia and the other from the Ukraine. He just subbed to Golden Age. Brilliant. Now, these guys, their funerals were on 3/22. 46-year anniversary of the Georgia Guidestones being erected, which came down 42 years after they were erected. 42. Their funerals were on the same day, 3/22. Skull and Bones are known as Order 322 and the Brotherhood of Death. So both these funerals were on 3/22, which connects to death. Funeral obviously connects to death. Genesis 3:22, think about Anton LaVey, who wanted to walk his own path without God. He wanted to create his own knowledge of what was good and evil. Genesis 3:22, and the Lord God said, behold, the man has become as one of us, to know good and evil. And now lest he put forth his hand, and take also of the tree of life, and eat and live forever. That's why those Satanist Oasis have the song, gonna live forever. Alright, I've shown you Liam Gallagher with Jimmy Savile. You guys seen the image? Liam Gallagher with Jimmy Savile, that predator, child predator. I've got images of him doing the Baphomet as well. Liam Gallagher. Go watch my video about the Gallaghers. So 3/22 was their funerals. 3 times 22 is 66. Number of the beast in gematria is 66. Revelation's the 66th book of the Bible. Anton LaVey founded the Church of Satan in 66. But they're all about death. They're obsessed with skulls. Alright? The skull connects to the Bible though as well. And there's Baphomet. That's why they have the obsession with the goat. Is Messi the goat? The goat is the Baphomet. Liam Gallagher and Jimmy Savile. He's doing the devil ons here. Can you see it? He's hanging out with Jimmy Savile, Oasis. We want to live forever. Alright, one of the most popular bands of all time. I've watched them live twice. Alright. And they're hanging out here. These guys just put on an act. The Gallagher with the her at the end. Alright. That they had a rivalry and they hated each other. It was all an act. But, yeah. Judge them by the fruits. Who you're hanging out with, do you know what I mean? Aleister Crowley had a daughter named Lola. Joe Rogan has a daughter named Lola. What? I know there's a Lola song. Don't they go, Lola, la 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 Lola. The Kinks. When you have a kink, it's like a fetish. When you have a kink for something. Yeah, there's a song called Lola. I didn't know Joe Rogan, daughter, Lola. Lola Rogan, yeah. Crowley, daughter, Lola. Oh my word. That's crazy. Can we have a woo for Agent D? Crowley and Joe Rogan, they're so connected. Both had the daughter called Lola. And then there's the Kinks with this famous song called Lola. Wow. Oh my goodness. So much revelation every day. Lola Rabbit, the one who tempts Bugs Bunny. Back to sex. Oh my word, Crowley had that sex magic. Lola Rabbit. There's a Lola Rabbit. Oh guys, you know what song I'm learning on the keyboard? Oh my word, yeah. The bunny, Lola, the Playboy bunnies, sex. They say you have sex like a rabbit, a rampant rabbit. Like your Duracell bunny when you can last a long time at sex. I didn't know this bunny was called Lola. Oh my word. Yeah, I do think Barbara Bush has to connect to Crowley. Identical in their appearance. Like you can say Barbara Bush is a man without any deep research. Can I get a woo? You don't need to be a genius. Like I said that Venus Williams was a man when I was a child. People just said, don't be silly, Adam. I was like, wait, if it's not a man, it looks like one. Like this one don't need any work. Like, you don't have to be a genius. You don't have to do gates. You don't have to do the skull test, they call it. All right? You don't need to do any of that to see that's a dude in a wig and a dress. That's all right. Anyone with any discernment. You don't have to study the human anatomy and physiology to know that the first ladies are all men. And yes, does it look like Crowley? Yeah, they'll all be related. All the US presidents are related. Now my stomach's growling. All right? That definitely looks like that. Now there's the whole thing is like, can they be multiple people at the same time, or the character dies, they then possess somebody else? Now he looks just so evil, doesn't he? Because he was. Probably why. But anyways, my stomach is growling here. There he is, look. 322. The morning. Lucifer morning star. Oh my word. St. Michael's golden domed. The gold. The gold. Every headline's negative. Ukrainian drone forces hit Russian book systems. Europe may be within range of Iranian missiles. It's just, guys, you need Jesus now. Everything's so negative. Black smoke seen over Kiev. Fire breaks out. Satellite images show major fire at oil storage site. It's all Russian soldiers killed in Ukraine. Ukraine brings military training home. It's all negative, man. It's all negative. That's why I like to preach the gospel. That's positive. Anyway, I'm getting rid of this guy. And this guy's legit, so evil. Messi reveals himself as an angel of light, though. Yeah, there's his final farewell. Look at the morning here. The Georgia flag. This death could benefit England. The St. George's flag. But then the Georgia Guidestones, which is obviously in Atlanta, which connects to Martin Luther King and England right now as a king. And also, guys, if you're a Catholic, you got to rebuke it. It's not the truth. I don't know how you die peacefully from a long battle with cancer. Can somebody give me a woo? Who dies peacefully when they're battling cancer? How is that peaceful? And how do they know that? They always tell you, oh, he died peacefully. How the heck do they know? He's probably on, if he did die, he was probably on some sort of medication. They always say, oh, they died peacefully. Did they tell you? Yeah, well, this guy... Guys, anyone can get cancer. We know that. It's one of the wages of sin is death. We all could get cancer. But it just seems very suspect, this guy's death. All of them. So young, 43. Anyone who still takes politics seriously, let it go. Please. Stop voting. Stop getting caught up in it. Stop thinking it's organic. Alright? And these jokers are meeting up. It's all about gold. Gold! What else do I have? I think that might be it. Let's open all these tabs. I forget half of the stuff that I say. Yeah, this guy who's got the... Is it the most downloaded podcast ever? And you believe it's genuine? Pretty crazy about that those Lola things. Woo! Woo! There it is. Big Barbara. Big Babs. Baby. Yeah, this dying in their sleep peacefully, it's just seems outrageous. If they're pumped up with drugs, they're just numb, aren't they? Being numb doesn't mean you're at peace. Can I get a woo? Can I get a woo for that? Yeah, you can be numb. Being numb doesn't mean you're at peace. You might not be in pain, but it doesn't mean you're in peace. Oh yeah, Jeffrey Epstein's obsession with Lolita. The name of his plane. Oh my word. Watchman's on fire today. Lolita Express. There's a movie, but it's the plane for Epstein. Lolita. Well, how many times do people say LOL as well? So demonic that. LOL. LOL. Laughing emoji. LOL. Like, you'll give them, like, I'll tell you, like I said, I'll send all the information about Anton LaVey being a Satanist. All the information, all the history, all the numerology, all the books that he's written, images of the Church of Satan. I'll send it to my brother, for example, and he'll be like, LOL. Laughing emoji. It's like, what's funny about it? Such a weak comeback, LOL. It's a pathetic comeback. This is why celebrities are called A-listers. Can I get a woo? I figured that out 3 or 4 years ago. Hollywood A-listers because of Alistair. Alright? You literally remove the E and it says A-lister. It's what you call the top Hollywood celebrities. Alright? It's where it came from. Have you got evidence of that, Adam? Give me a break. And again, is English, why do you think so many famous actors from England, singers, athletes from such a tiny little nation, tiny, best musicians, many of the best actors, some of the greatest athletes. England is tiny. Explain it. Maybe it's got something to do with witchcraft, magic, bloodlines, hidden information. How did it become the financial capital of the world? Ask yourself these questions. Yeah, Joe Rogan interviews A-listers. Brilliant. Agent D, I'll have to do a stream about Crowley and Rogan. That McAllister, who won the World Cup with Messi, who plays for Liverpool, always scores at the death. Alexis McAllister. A-lister. Lola means sorrows or pains. What? First beer, that's crazy. Brother Illusion, can I get your opinion on Martin Luther the Reformer? What, the 95 Theses? I'll do a stream about it. He called out the Catholic Church, which he should. Called out the papacy, which he should. I'll do a stream for you for that, Evan. It's too detailed to just give you a quick answer. I think a lot of it was correct with what he was saying, Martin Luther. And then Martin Luther King took his name and he died on 95 date numerology on the 95th day of the year. And Martin Luther did the 95 Theses. Do you know what I mean? But going against the Catholic Church, brother, I'm 1,000% go against it. I believe it's the devil. I wouldn't get caught up in your whole Catholic Protestant. I think that's the devil as well. Just be a child of God. Accept the gift of salvation. All right? Jesus is your king. He died on the cross. He rose from the dead. His blood cleanses your sins. Have peace with that. Don't get caught up in the pride of being a Protestant. All right? Study the scriptures. Let the world know Christ is your king. And have peace with that. Martin Luther, it's interesting. What he said was interesting. But I would rather study the Bible than Martin Luther's 95 Theses. But I'll do it for you. Because you seem very genuine. But again, don't be a dedicated Protestant. Just be a child of God. Don't go by a denomination. For me. Look how Protestant has protest in it. You know what I mean? How well the protests work out. Just humble yourself to the fact that Christ is king. Maybe you've already done that. But leave behind this denomination stuff. Alright? The only way you'll be deceived is if you deny Christ as your Lord and Savior. And that deception will lead to the lake of fire. You believe in the Bible only, amen. Because it's the word of God. Jesus is the word. He is the truth. Yeah. But the Catholic Bible is different. Isn't it? Their teachings are different. Their traditions are different. I'll just stay far away from these churches. You love Jesus, you love the truth. Amen. Jesus is the truth. They're one and the same. I am the way, the truth, and the life. Nobody comes to the Father but through me. In the beginning was the Word was with God, the Word was God, and the Word dwelt amongst us in the flesh. Jesus is the Word, Jesus is the truth. The Word of God is the truth. If you put your trust in the truth, you will be saved. Put that on a t-shirt. Actually, probably too many letters. My take is this with the Bible app. Get a physical copy of the King James Bible, read it, and then also get the app. Can I get a woo? It's not one or the other. Yeah, John 14:6. Donald John Trump was born 14:6. I have my Bible. I love to read the physical Bible. It's heavy, it's thick, it's a study Bible, it's hard to carry around. But I also have the King James Bible downloaded on my phone. If I'm at the beach, whatever it may be, all right, if I don't have access to my physical Bible, I go on it. And I know it's legit because I know the Bible. I wouldn't just trust the app. I think the app should be a bonus. But get a physical copy. But again, we're in a digital age. If you say you have to take a bus to work and it's 45 minutes. Maybe you don't want to carry around a big Bible with you. That's where you can have the app. And the King James app I have doesn't take any data. It doesn't cost me. So I'd have both. Yeah, the Strong's Concordance, Watchman's taught me the importance of that. I thank him for that. I didn't really know much about that. Well, brother, Evan, you have to get my Donald Trump book. Guys, if you have my Donald Trump book, give me a woo. Evan, if you want to know about Donald Trump, everything about the guy, get my book. $10. So worth it. Same price as a Big Mac meal in Mexico. I'm telling you, bro, it's so worth it. Not trying to big myself up, I'm talking about the book. So yeah, I think that's it. I'm sure there's something else I wanted to say, but I think I'm good. I've given you what I wanted to give you there. I think I've fed you. We're living in a wild time. Oh, there, Howard Stern as well. Do you guys know Howard Stern? He was an absolute Satanist. Howard Stern. He had a radio show. So Anton LaVey was actually called Howard. They changed the name. Like, why? Howard's fine. Why become Anton? That's why Anthony Edwards is everywhere right now. All right. I actually had a good friend called Anton from Scotland. Don't speak to him now. I coached with him, so we were close. But then you get older, life happens. But look, his grandfather was born in Paris, where the Society of Jesus is. Emigrated to the US exactly 100 years after the Illuminati and USA was founded, the same year. And look, he married somebody of German Jewish ancestry. Yeah, amen, Elena. German Jewish. Right? We know all about Hitler and the Jews and all of that, or at least what they tell us. His mother, Gertrude, look, born to a Russian father, Ukrainian mother, immigrated to Ohio. Both became naturalized American citizens, 1900s. According to his biography, however, his ancestry includes Georgian, everything I just showed you with Georgia and Ukraine, French, Russian, Ukrainian, Alsatian, German and Romanian. Oh my word, isn't that where the Tate brothers got arrested? I'm pretty sure the Tate brothers got arrested in Romania. Oh my word. Transylvania, the vampires. LaVey's family moved to California, of course they did, where he spent his earthly life in San Francisco. It's where he founded the Church of Satan. It's where they designed the pride flag as well, which is satanic. His parents supported his musical interests. Oh, interested in music, eh? As he tried a number of instruments, his favourites were keyboards, such as the pipe organ. Oh my word, this connects to Lucifer. What? This connects to the pipe organ. Lucifer. And the calliope. He did covers of instrumentals like Harlem Nocturne by Earl Hagen. Oh, Alison, thank you so much. Yeah, I give a lot of time, but you give me a lot of support. Thank you, Alison. Every time I think I'm going to end my stream, I open another tab. Very grateful to you, Alison. LaVey's biography claims he dropped out of Globe High School. Remember they teach us that we live on a globe, which is just pathetic when you think about it. And his third to join a circus. He was in circuses and carnivals. Man, I was going to do a stream about what it means, carnival, what it means. There's been all these satanic carnivals recently. I didn't know he was in the circus. First as a roustabout and cage boy in an act with big cats. Remember Leo, the lion, the biggest cat? Then as a musician playing the calliope. I didn't know any of this. LaVey later claimed to have seen that many of the same men attended both the bawdy Saturday night shows. Remember you got Saturday Night Live, which is so satanic. Saturday Night Fever. There's something about Saturday night. Satan's night. And the tent revival meetings on Sunday mornings, which reinforce his increasingly cynical view of religion. Now, a lot of people have a cynical view on religion. I get it. But because of that, they have a cynical view on Christ. I have a cynical view on religion. Jesus called out religious hypocrites. Yeah, his last name, LaVey. L.A. Hey, Kai. Much love to you. What am I looking up? Anytime you see Martin Luther, he always wore black and even worked with Muslims against other Christians. Yeah, I'm not supporting Martin Luther, other than him calling out the Catholic Church, which needs calling out. Anton LaVey and Andrew Tate both have Ann. Yeah, the first two letters. Yeah, I'm learning myself during this live stream. I'm so uncomfortable right now, the way I'm sat, because I'm charging my laptop. My back is taking a beating. So let's put them side by side. See if it comes up. Anton LaVey. Remember, his name's not Anton, it's Howard. And then, what's his name? Andrew Tate. who got arrested in Romania, and Anton LaVey. Self-indulgence. Oh my word. Oh my, this has just hit me as well, guys. 67 likes. I think Anton LaVey, he died at age 67. Another 6'7". I'm pretty sure he died at 67. Somebody confirm that. Look at this. This has just hit me now. So the Church of Satan, founded by Anton LaVey, right? Remember the first ever World Cup final was 1930, the year he was born. It finished 4-2 to Uruguay against Argentina. They both have the sun in their flag. Was an American author and occultist who founded the Church of Satan in 1966, promoting individualism and self-indulgence. I've got goosebumps. That's what Andrew Tate does. Agent D, give me a woo. I know you don't often woo. Guys, Andrew Tate promotes individualism and self-indulgence. Look at my Ferrari. Look where I live. Look at my properties in the Middle East, in Dubai, whatever it is. He promotes that self-indulgence and individualism. That's what LaVey did. That's what Crowley did. Oh my word, I've got chills. Is this the same person? They're either related, or there's some way that these demons can come back and become other characters on the world stage. Because what demons want, they want adulation. They want influence. All right? And he also looks like this Nuggets player. I think it's Rivers. It looks just like Andrew Tate. But then I've just found out Andrew Tate. Oh, there's Taylor with Xena. She was a musician. Anton LaVey's daughter was a musician. Like, this world is crazy. And yeah, Austin Rivers is there. Remember, God flooded the earth, river. This world, guys, there's demons. And I think that they can be multiple characters. I did it with Justin Bieber on The Weeknd. You got Andrew Tate with Anton LaVey. That Conscious X does this stuff. He uses a bit of gematria. Andrew Tate, 39. Anton LaVey, 39. That's not enough for me. That's not good enough. But it's a start. It's not good enough. You can't say, oh, they're the same person. The name's 39. But wait. They both have photos with lions. Somebody put 1 Peter 5:8 verse. Here's Marilyn Manson. Look, Marilyn Manson, who burnt a Bible. He burnt the Bible and his fans cheered. Tainted Love. The Black Mirror, Modern Rebellion. They're rebelling against the truth, which is most people in the world. J.D. Vance is visiting Austin, Texas. Down, the Texas rattlesnake, stone cold. Connects to Trump. Andrew Tate changed his birthday. Used to be December the 14th, a day after Taylor Swift. Oh, why did he change his birthday? Yeah, they got the same birthmarks. So, guys, people like Andrew Tate, you can't just become famous like this guy. So there he is with a lion. Guys, can somebody put 1 Peter 5:8, or do I have to bring it up? I think there can be multiple people, and it's hard. I mean, how do you tell people this who are still in the Matrix? How do you say, they're like, wait, Anton LaVey's dead. How can it be Andrew Tate? It's so hard for me to describe. But they must be able to, like, take on multiple roles. I need to find it in the Bible that they can do it. It's got to be somewhere in the Bible. Yeah, you trust Jesus with all your heart, you will be saved. Profess it with your mouth, believe it in your heart. That he rose from the dead on the third day, you will be saved. That's why you can rejoice in your salvation. Logan Paul beating Tom Brady in the NFL. Did he win? I knew they were against each other. I believe God's showing you how rigged the world is. Brady can win 7 Super Bowls and lose to Jake Paul or Logan Paul. Trump's endorsing Jake Paul. Like, why? So I think God's sending out strong delusion. So here's Andrew Tate with a lion. So you're saying Anton LaVey is with a lion as well. I know he's with a snake. He loved big cats though, didn't he? Hey, oh my word, they're both with big cats. The heck? Yeah, 1 Peter 5:8. But can you put the actual verse, Evan? Yeah. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil, as a roaring lion, look, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. There's the lion roaring. Well, we need a stream about this, don't we? Not today, I am knackered. But let's go back to this. This was very interesting. I'm learning a lot here. Adam, do you like dogs? Listen, it's funny you asked me that. My good friend asked me that today. I love dogs, but I can't stand when they bark. Okay, so I grew up with a dog. We had Benito, Benji. Okay, I like dogs, but personally for me, I don't have interest of having my own with my current situation. So dogs are incredible, but I live in an area where you can't really walk them. I'm busy all the time. I don't like when they bark. I'm sensitive to noise. When I hear that, it sends shivers down my spine. All the hairs, not a fan of that. But yeah, but they're beautiful. They're companions. They can protect your home. But say I want to go on vacation, I have to find a dog sitter. So I grew up with a dog, I enjoyed it, but I've never had my own. And I don't have any interest in having my own. I can see why people have dogs and cats and animals. I can completely see it. Do I find dogs cute? Yes. Not all of them. Do I like those little tiny dogs? Sometimes. Do I like the big dogs? Yeah, but it's just once they start chirping and barking, no, I'm not having it. I'm not a fan. Tate and LaVey do look alike, but Andrew is light skinned, mixed race dad. Yeah, my best friend Nathan, right? Listen to this. I'm not going to show an image. My best friend Nathan, his dad is Nigerian, full blown Nigerian. His mother's white English woman. He has a sister. I won't say her name. She's like mixed race in her color, like almost like caramel looking. Whereas Nathan is like as white as milk, but his dad is full blown Nigerian, but he's white as milk. He can't tan. YouTube are taking likes off me, so don't always work out like that. There's people in my family, like my brother, John, he tans really well. My dad tans really, really well. I live in Mexico, right? I live in Mexico. I live in the desert. I live by the ocean. I don't tan very well. Can I get some woos? So don't be deceived by skin color. And again, there's something supernatural about all of this as well that we don't fully grasp. You can go on sunbeds. There's all sorts of stuff you can do. They can lie about where they're born. They lie about their names. Do you know what I mean? They change their names constantly. Epidemic Production, God bless you. I appreciate you. Adam, what's your thoughts on Decoding Us? And has he blocked you on Twitter? I'm getting a lot of personal questions today. From what I remember of Decoding with Us, for the time that we would communicate with each other on Twitter, I thought he was extremely gifted at coding sports. I think he was very blessed when it came to identifying numbers and codes and symbols. And I think he was prideful. I think he thought I was. And him blocking me, I'm fine. Doesn't bother me. I wish him the best. He's another guy I think you can learn from him. I think he thinks he's way better than he is. I think he needs Jesus in his life. But from what I remembered of him, he was good at what he did. He was very good. I don't know if he still is. I'm sure he is. Am I bothered that I'm blocked? No. Very busy guy. You look like Jason Statham? Yes. When I shave my head, I do. Yeah, people call you racist for anything. Let me give you an example, right? Smash that like button before I go. Thank you very much. I mentioned in a Twitter group, some really good people in this Twitter group, I said that Saka looked like somebody, right? Bukayo Saka, the Arsenal player. And I said he looked like this other guy who's black. And he did. He looked identical to him. And they accused me of being racist because I said a black person looked like another black person. But when somebody says I look like Jason Statham, is that racist? So just because I said a black footballer looked like another black person, it was me being racist. What you saying, all black people look alike? No. No, that's why I said he looks like this person. I didn't say like Saka looks like LeBron James. Why? Well, they're both black. And I was just like, what are you on about? Do you know what I mean? And I'll get called delusional for predicting the world day in, day out. And it's not me who's delusional or out of my mind. It's the people who deny the work who are delusional. But yeah, Decoding with us blocks loads of people historically. People would say, oh, he blocked you as well. You can't say anything about him. It's like with Zach. You can't say anything to criticize these people or they block you. The only way I'll block you is if you're absolutely trying to hammer me for no reason. But if you hit me with a dig or you say this or you call out that, fine. If you become obsessed with me, then which has happened loads of times, then I'm just not going to put up with it. But yeah, we were talking about Anton LaVey. And we found out he worked in a circus, which I didn't know. What else is there? So he had a cynical view of religion, which is like Decoding with us. He doesn't follow Christ as his savior. That's why he fell out with me. He said it was about my pride and my ego, but it was when I was preaching Jesus, ultimately. He would later work as an organist in bars, lounges and nightclubs. In the foreword to the German version of the Satanic Bible, he cites this as the impetus to defy Christian religion as he knew it. So he wanted to just completely shatter Christianity. He accused churchgoers as employing double moral standards. Now, the thing with... Yeah, he does look like Tyreek George, who plays for Chelsea. Statham played a character named Adam in his newest movie called The Beekeeper. What? Where he infiltrates the White House. Statham played Adam. Wow. Have a great day, Evan. We all have different gifts, yeah. Who are you glorifying with the gift, though? How are you using those gifts to help people? Is it all about you and your gain? It is for most people. I think it was for me for a while doing this, the first few years. Absolutely. Don't deny it. But the thing with Anton LaVey, right, is he was right about a lot of things with the church. Can somebody give me a woo? And this is where you've got to slow down. Headline, illusion sticks up for Anton LaVey, who founded the Church of Satan. This is the type of stuff that happens. He was right about a lot of things with the church. He was. I go against the modern day church. I go against your popes. I go against false teachers. All right? I go against the prosperity gospel. I go against this whole hypocritical Christianity. People walking around like they're better than people. And he called that out. And he was right about that. He accused churchgoers as employing double moral standards. It's the average person that goes to church. All right, you call them a sinner, you call out their flaws, they go, no, I'm not. All right? While playing organ in Los Angeles' burlesque houses, he allegedly had a brief affair with Marilyn Monroe. Okay? When she was a dancer at the Mayan Theatre, he had a relationship with Marilyn Monroe, who dated who? JFK? This is challenged by those who then knew Monroe, as well as the manager of the Mayan. They don't want it to get out that Marilyn Monroe was dating a Satanist, did it? It's quite clear Marilyn Monroe was a Satanist. Paul Valentine, who said she had never been one of his dancers, nor had the theatre ever been used as a burlesque house show. According to his biography, LaVey moved back to San Francisco, where he worked for 3 years as a photographer for the San Francisco Police Department. Oh my word, he worked for the police department. He dabbled as a psychic investigator, looking into 800 calls referred to him by the police department. Later biographers questioned whether LaVey ever worked in the SFPD, as there are no records substantiating the claim. During this period, LaVey was friends with a number of writers associated with Weird Tales magazine, a picture of him with George Haas, Robert Baber Johnson, whom he had met in the circus as an animal trainer and painter of carnival scenes. Clark Ashton Smith appears in Blanche Barton's biography, The Secret Life of a Satanist. In 1950, LaVey met Carol Lansing and they married the following year. Lansing gave birth to LaVey's first daughter, Carla LaVey, born in 1952. They divorced in 1960 after LaVey became entranced by Diane Haggerty. Haggerty and LaVey never married. However, she was his companion for many years and mothered his second daughter, Zena Galatea LaVey, Taylor Swift, in 1963. At the end of their relationship, Haggerty sued for palimony. Beginnings as a Satanist. Man, do you want me to keep going with this? Just give me some yeses if you want me to keep going. I feel like how long have I been doing this for? This is all new to me. I didn't know this. That's why I'm fascinated. Beginnings as a Satanist. It's always interesting to find out how a person becomes a Satanist or how they became a Christian. Becoming a local celebrity through his paranormal research. The world's fascinated by the paranormal. And live performances as an organist, including playing the Wurlitzer at the Lost Weekend Cocktail Lounge. He attracted many San Francisco notables to his parties. Guests included Karine de Plessin, Michael Harner, Chester A. Arthur III, Forrest J. Ackerman, Fritz Lieber, Dr. Cecil E. Nixon, and Kenneth Anger. I don't know any of those people. In 1951, LaVey sought out a new unintentional hypocrisy branch of the Order of Thelema. That came from Crowley in Berkeley. He was reportedly disappointed to find them so mystically minded. A few years earlier, he had ordered most of Aleister Crowley's books, there we go, from his American follower John Whiteside Parsons. I've done a stream about him. When John Simmons' biography of Crowley, The Great Beast, came out in 1952, LaVey concluded that the Thelemites' founder was a druggy poseur whose greatest achievements were as a poet and a mountain climber. Church of Satan. LaVey began presenting Friday night lectures on occult and rituals. A member of this circle suggested that he had the basis for a new religion. On Valpurgisnacht, April the 30th, 1966, he ritualistically shaved his head, allegedly in the tradition of ancient executioners. Jeez. declared the founding of the Church of Satan and proclaimed 1966 as the year one. The Usos say that down since day one-ish. Can I get a woo? Those Usos, Satanists, the wrestlers, they have this down since day one. Maybe the family's been with the Church of Satan. Wait, where are they from, those Usos? Do you know what I'm talking about? They have that song, down since day one-ish. I wonder if their family's been with the Church of Satan since day one. Where are they from, the Usos? This is wild, man. How many revelations, the Usos? Jimmy and Jay. Samoan soldiers. Oh my word! Built from San Francisco! Adam, everyone in the chat, smash the like button. Why is it still on 71? How am I... Guys, I've just connected the Usos down since day one-ish. Alright? They are built from San Francisco, California. The Usos. Everyone's like, how does Jimmy Uso get these title shots? How did he become world champion? How do the Usos always win tag team gold? Oh my word. Because they've been down with Church of Satan since day one. Guys, are you hearing this? We the ones. We the ones. When Anton LaVey opened the Church of Satan, what did he call it? The year one. The Usos, down since day one. Built from San Francisco. Even though they're Samoan. Anno Satanas, the first year of the age of Satan. Remember that singer Santana, who has Satan in his name? Maria, Maria, reminds me of the West Side Story. It mentions Carlos Santana, Charles Satan. The first year of the age of Satan. Media attention followed the subsequent satanic wedding ceremony of radical journalist John Raymond to New York socialite Judith Case on February 1, 1967, Black History Month, when Brady retired, 2-1. The Los Angeles Times and San Francisco Chronicle were among the newspapers that printed articles dubbing him the Black Pope. LaVey performed satanic baptisms, including one for Xena, and satanic funerals, including one for naval machinist, repairman, third class Edward Olson. I wonder if that's where the Olsen twins come from. Complete with a chrome helmeted honor guard, and released a record album entitled The Satanic Mass in the late 1960s and early 1970s. LaVey meddled ideological influences from Friedrich Nietzsche, Ayn Rand, Aleister Crowley, H.L. Mencken, and Jack London with the ideology and ritual practices of the Church of Satan. This is what all celebrities are doing. This is what they're doing. He wrote essays introduced with reworked excerpts from Ragnar Redbeard's Might is Right, and concluded the satanized versions of John Dee's Enochian Keys to create books such as The Satanic Bible, The Complete Witch, The Satanic Witch, The Satanic Rituals. The latter book also included rituals drawing on the work of H.P. Lovecraft. Remember, they do everything in love. Which were actually penned by Michael A. Aquino, who would later found the Temple of Set. Due to his increasing visibility through his books, LaVey was the subject of numerous articles in the news media throughout the world, including popular magazines such as Look, McCall's, Newsweek, and Time, and men's magazines. He also appeared on talk shows such as Joe Pine, Phil Donahue, and Johnny Carson, JC, and in a feature-length documentary called Satanis, The Devil's Mass, in 1970. LaVey's third and final companion was Blanche Barden. Everyone's talking about Joey Barden right now, Satanist, who supposedly watches my work. Barton and LaVey are the parents of Satan Xerxes, Kanaki LaVey. Xerxes. What? What? The movie 300? The Spartans were against Xerxes? Which are connected to the Church of Satan without realizing this? Oh my word, Adam, what the heck is going on? Few woos in the chat. What is going on? Satan Xerxes, Kanaki LaVey. Born 11-1. She succeeded him as the head of the church after his death, and has since stepped down from that role and handed the reins of the power to Magus. Peter H. Gilmore, Happy Gilmore. Adam Sandler, Satanist. Dave, wow, he's in the chat. Love you, bro. What? Satan Xerxes. I talked about this movie 300. The actual enemy Xerxes. It was weird looking as well. I think he was like androgynous. This guy, wasn't it? Oh my goodness. Was he androgynous? I don't know. "300 is rife with sexual racism and so masculine it's gay." What? So masculine it's gay. What? Death. Died October 29th, 1997. Wait. Was that LeBron's debut? Dave, give me a woo. Was that Philaday, God bless you. Enjoy your dinner. What a blessing that is. You're going to watch the replay. Appreciate that. I don't even watch my work. I forget what I say. 300 was directed by Zack Snyder, who directed The Watchmen and Rebel Moon, The Watchers, Fallen Angels, Rebel in the Bible. That's incredible. Guys, let me find LeBron. I think I've just found something. LeBron James NBA debut. I'm pretty sure it was 10/29. Oh my word. This is going in my new book. Thank you, if I remember this. LeBron James made his highly anticipated NBA debut October 29th, 2003. Oh my word, exactly 6 years after Anton LaVey died. Wait. Yeah, where is it? Anton LaVey died October the 29th, 1997. Oh my word, number 6, LeBron James made his debut 6 years later. Exact. This Satanist, LeBron, oh my word, Mark from Australia, you are watching this, God bless you. LeBron James made his highly anticipated NBA debut on October the 29th, 2003, exactly 6 years after Anton LaVey died. LeBron equals 66, LeBron James equals 66. All right, all my codes I've given you about LeBron and 66. What? He went to St. Mary's? He began his notable basketball journey attending St. Vincent St. Mary High School. Guys, this needs a video. Guys, LeBron James went to St. Mary High School. Look where Anton LaVey died. St. Mary's Medical Center. Oh my word. Oh my word. My head. He died in St. Mary's Catholic Hospital. Kobe died right after he attended Catholic Mass. Anton LaVey died exactly 6 years before LeBron James' NBA debut, who played for St. Vincent St. Mary High School. Wait, they're saying on his birth certificate he died on Halloween? For reasons open to speculation, the time and date of his death was incorrectly by 2 days, listing as the morning of Halloween on his death certificate. He died on Halloween? A secret satanic funeral attended by invitation only was held in Colma. LaVey's body was cremated, with his ashes eventually divided among the heirs as part of a settlement. Oh my word. I can't believe what I just found with LeBron James and Anton LaVey. And 10/29 is the day before Ivanka Trump's birthday. His middle name is Marie, which sounds like Mary. Oh my word. And wasn't his father's middle name Joseph? Where do I get Joseph from? I've seen Joseph somewhere. Anybody? Wait, his grandfather was called Leo? Oh my word! Leo, Leon, Lion. Where's his father? Where am I getting Joseph from? There. His father was Michael, Joseph, Michael the Archangel, Joseph, Mary and Joseph. Remember, Cristiano Ronaldo's parents are called Mary and Joseph when you translate their name. I think it's Maria and Giuseppe. There's a gypsy. You're a gypsy. Who sung that? What were they called? She was a witch. You're a gypsy. Help me out here. I used to listen to music a lot till I realised that the lead singer was a witch. Gypsy. Who is it? Gypsy connects to witches, doesn't it? Gypsy song. What were they called? Oh, Fleetwood Mac. A song called Gypsy. This was a crazy stream. Thank you all. Yeah, LeBron's pre-game rituals. .300 director was born 1966, the same year the Church of Satan was founded. Yeah, this is crazy. This has been an amazing breakdown. I'm going to have to leave it there. Appreciate all your support. Your comments, your support, your super chats, whatever it is. Gonna go to the gym. You're gonna watch the replay, definitely. This was a good one. Go your own way. Do what thou wilt. You can go your own way. Alright? Do what thou wilt. Go your own way. It's gonna lead to hell. Rhiannon's a witch. Rhiannon's actually a witch. The song's about a witch. Rhiannon rings like a bell through the night. And wouldn't you love to love her? I don't think I would want to have sex with a witch, if I'm honest. Right, okay, I'll have to remember that LeBron James, Anton LaVey stuff, because that was outrageous with how I've connected LeBron to the Church of Satan in past videos. Yeah, I'm telling you, Fleetwood Mac, I love their music. I have to be honest, I did. And sometimes I might hear it, somebody will be playing it. It's like, witches know the frequencies. Cock-a-doodle-doo, baby. When you're in the occult, you know the frequencies. It's what music's all about. They know the beat, the frequencies, the timing, and how we react to it. So for us, when we get caught up in these songs, it's hard not to. You just got to avoid listening to them. If I started playing Fleetwood Mac now, I'd be vibing to it. Even though now I'd be like, oh wait, that's a witch. Maybe turn it off, Adam. That's what happens. It's a constant battle, isn't it? I ain't gonna lie, I like some of that music still. Hello, Carl, God bless you. The director of 300 was born 60 years ago in 1966 on the 60th day of the year, 60 days before the Church of Satan was founded. And San Francisco just hosted Super Bowl 60, where the Patriots dropped to 6-6 in Super Bowls, in a game that had 42 points. Agent D, I love your work, bro. Appreciate you. Yeah, I've done many vids on LeBron, Fabian. I've done 2 recently about him breaking all those records. Whitney Houston sang lyrics, go your own way. Yeah, it's do what thou wilt. Will be the whole of the law. And that's what we want. Whitney Houston, by the way, connects to the moon landing. Houston, we have a problem. Probably wasn't a real name, was it? Whitney Houston. She also had lyrics about World War III and Judgment Day. I think, your love is my love and my love is your love. I think she says if she wakes up and it was World War III, something about that. Let me find it before I go. Whitney Houston. I think it was called My Love Is Your Love. She definitely said something about World War III and the world ending or something. Let me find. Oh yeah, if tomorrow is Judgment Day. And then she also said, if I wake up in World War III, I see destruction and poverty, and I feel like I want to go home, it's okay if you're coming with me. So yeah, and then she says, if I lose my fame and fortune, really don't matter. And I'm homeless on the street, oh Lord. She preaches to the Lord. They always talk about, if I lose my fame and fortune, I won't care. Until they do care. And they run out of money. She died in a bathtub. Did she give her life to Christ? I don't know. You want to hope so. What a voice. Was it the voice of a human or the voice of an angel? Was it a dude? Think so. But one of the greatest voices ever? Surely. Can't get much better than her voice. But had issues. They always seem to have issues. Because they get their gifts from Satan. They do. Yeah, and go easy with MJ. People stick up for that guy all the time. You don't get to the top of Hollywood by being just a talented performer. I've seen the things, MJ called out Palestine and they killed him now. Michael Jackson was sick. Music, unbelievable. Unbelievable. He got the catalogue for the Beatles, who were also Satanists, who I didn't think were great. Should never have been the most famous band of all time, the Beatles. But Michael Jackson, that guy was an absolute demon. I once bought a DVD of one of his concerts. So good. As a musician, as a dancer, as a performer. He had that mystery about him. But no way was MJ like a legit guy with that Neverland. Remember Neverland, Peter Pan, he would steal children, right? I won't go into be like, MJ was, what did they say? MJ was innocent. No, sure he was. Sure he was. He was the king of pop. He was the most famous person in the world, right? In Satan's world. He wasn't a good guy. Did he say some good stuff? Yes, he really did. He said some real good stuff. He seemed to be a really nice guy. But they revealed himself as angel of light. All right? He's probably playing someone else right now. If he's a demon. But yeah, he sent out warnings. He called out the Jews. He called out He called out all sorts of stuff. He called out the record labels. All right? He said some good stuff. Said more. So did Prince. So did Prince. You know what I mean? But the thing with MJ, they absolutely destroyed his reputation and career. That's why people were like, well, maybe he was actually a good one. Well, at one point in his life, he wasn't, because he was right at the top of this world. Right, number one. All right, I better leave it there. Yeah, we're still talking about him now, aren't we? We're still talking about MJ now. They want energy. People said he didn't even die. All right, who's the guy that they said he was? Dave. He became this Dave, this burnt victim, wearing a mask. Probably. Remember, these people make more money when they're dead. Do you all know that? Can I get some woos in the chat? Tupac, Bowie, Michael Jackson, Amy Winehouse. These are all people who actually made more money after they were dead. So it's very, very smart move if they do fake their deaths and stuff, because they actually make more money. They sell more merchandise. They're more idolized. They don't need the concerts. All right? They don't. Elvis is another great example. Sold more records after he died. At 42. On the toilet whilst he was taking a shit. Sure, that's what happened to Elvis. But yeah, I'm out, guys. I'm going to go to the gym, even though I'm pretty... Oh my word, it's 12:30. Wow. It's LeBron's birthday, isn't it? Yeah, I think Winehouse is Gaga. I've done an amazing video. Go watch it, Serendipity. That Amy Winehouse is Lady Gaga. That's one of the best reveals I've ever done when it comes to that. So I went deep. Go watch it, Serendipity. My Winehouse Gaga video. That's pretty crazy. I actually think I watched my own video of that. I was like, whoa. Okay. I'm out. Winehouse too big to be Gaga. Why? Come on. High heels, different hair. Remember, Amy Winehouse always had her hair right up, like a beehive hair. Like, don't get caught up in that. Pretty much identical face. Similar voice. Do you know Lady Gaga said her hero was Amy Winehouse? She said she wanted to get into music because of Amy Winehouse. Gaga's mum is named Cynthia. Amy Winehouse had a Cynthia tattoo. There's loads. There's loads to it. Different body shapes. Have you not seen how Lady Gaga's body's changed during her career? Sometimes she's completely flat, completely slender. Other times she puts weight on. She's got a big butt. All right? You can change your body. Amy Winehouse was stick thin, wasn't she? Completely stick thin, because they said she was addicted to drugs and alcohol. They're trying to make me go to rehab. I said no. And then she went black, didn't she? The Church of Satan was a black building. She went black, back to black. She went back to Satan, didn't she? All right, I'm off. Take care. Much love. God bless you all. God wins.